So, good evening, everybody. This is the first time we're trying this, so I'm not sure if we're live or not, but I've clicked the live button and it says now that we're live, and I can see some comment bar. It's a little bit slow. I'm here in India, so if there's a delay, then please just be patient and we'll stay here broadcasting for about 60 minutes. I have gotten some questions early ahead of time, and will do my best to cover those topics. But first, would like to just share with whomever's tuning in a very good evening and do a wish for your highest happiness and peace of mind. We are all going through a very challenging time right now, but we're going through it together. And in my life experience, the most challenging times are when I've grown the most. So I'm not being overly optimistic about it. I'm being very honest. But when I faced the greatest difficulties and challenges in this lifetime is when I achieved and realized the deepest insights and the greatest confidence and strength and peace of mind going through the challenges, facing them and going through them. And so this broadcast is, the idea of love rising means love always rises to the occasion. Love rises to the occasion of challenges. Love rises to the occasion to overcome ignorance, to overcome selfishness, to overcome hatred, to overcome egoic pride, and to overcome envy. Love is there in the form of altruistic love to show us that we all have this kind of same wish to experience love. And I'm not talking about Hollywood, Bollywood love. No, I'm talking about real love. I'm talking about the fabric of the experience of life, the inner weave that creates ties that bind us. We don't see these ties, but these bonds are very strong. They are part of the fabric of life itself. And we can actually know this because from little tiny microscopic, well, I won't know about amoebas, but let's say even little like ladybugs, very tiny, or a little mosquito, someone who's not very popular with most, but their own life is precious to them. If you go to swat away a mosquito on your arm, it flies away. It doesn't sit there and let you squash it. So you could even say, oh, well, that's just a scientific response. But no, that's also life is that little insect, that life is precious to it. It's not a stupid being. We call it in Buddhism a sentient being. Sentience means that which is aware. That's all it means, that which is aware. We don't need to get into consciousness or can it feel love? How does it experience love? We can just say by its very nature, it has a program in its own life that protects and values that it has life. Otherwise, a mosquito would sit there and let you squash it, but we know they don't do that. So from that tiny example all the way up to us, the human beings, we should be the most loving, you might think, because our brain should be much greater than the size of a mosquito. That remains to be seen at times, if we're really more loving and altruistic than the mosquito. After all, the mosquito doesn't know it's creating an itch on our arm after it comes to take some blood. It's just taking some blood to take care of its eggs or because it needs some food. We know if we harm somebody with our words, with our body, with our fist, with our weapons, we know that we're creating harm. The other life forms don't necessarily know. So we have to ask who really is, more sentient, who's more conscious. Anyway, there's still hope for the humans. I'm not giving up on us. I'm just saying that this aspect of life, of having a capacity to cherish our life, is known from the smallest animals. I remember once I was on a fishing boat, I think somewhere in Turkey. I was with a group of boys and someone was fishing and, the fish was coming in and the hook was in the mouth and the fish was flapping around. And I thought, that poor creature, it's definitely suffering. It knows that its life is now in peril. Its life is on the hook. This COVID-19, this has also shown us our life is a little bit in peril. It's not just coasting along. something's dangerous now. And so in Buddhism, where we start with is we start with what are called the four immeasurable qualities. The first one is this love, this loving kindness. So altruism means my wish for your happiness is because I see that your happiness makes you feel wonderful and joyful. And that makes me feel wonderful and joyful. I don't need you to give me anything. I don't need you to love me back. I don't even need you to wish for me to feel happy. I'm just happy because you're happy. It really is that simple. And this kind of love is like, I love you, therefore I want you to be happy. Not I love you, therefore I need you to make me happy. This is, the confusing message why I say Hollywood, Bollywood love, because romantic love is really mixed up on this topic. But genuine spiritual altruistic love, if you look like here in India at Gandhiji, his two main principles of love, ahimsa, non-harming, non-violence. Ahimsa means never harming any creature, especially starting with oneself. Non-harming. Then, non-harming others, of course. Just as we ourselves do not want harming, no creature wants harming. And so, ahimsa means we really commit to this idea that we're in this world just to, okay, thank you. I'm just checking people can see and hear from Australia. Okay, great, thank you. Anyway, we're in this world to realize our real nature, our real essence of this fabric of life. And in this essence, we can say to recognize the real power of love, that we really have this capacity. So loving kindness, ahimsa, non-harming. The other kind of philosophy that Gandhiji was working with is karuna. And so the Buddha also then, as the second immeasurable, so the first one is loving kindness, and the second one is karuna, compassion. We care for all beings the same way we love to receive care, kindness, gentleness, hearing soft sounds, feeling a kind touch, smelling a very lovely fragrant flower scent. These are very kind, gentle. The flowers offering that scent freely for everyone to have enjoyment. It's not discriminating. Only the bee can have the nice honey, nectar. Only the butterfly can take a sip of my nectar. Only the little nuns can smell my beautiful smell. Those older nuns, they can. No, the flower is just giving freely to everybody. Very wonderfully. It's not discriminating. So compassion does not discriminate. In other words, compassion doesn't say you're worthy of my forgiveness and you're not worthy of forgiveness. Everyone's worthy of compassion. We all make mistakes. We all miss the mark, as one of my Jewish friends likes to say. He said, we try our best, but sometimes we miss the mark. Sometimes we lose our temper. We say something unskillful. It's hurtful. It's harmful. We see it right away. As soon as our word touches someone else's ear, it goes right into their heart. The expression on the face comes. We know that wasn't very skillful. It wasn't very kind. And then we need compassion. Not first for that other person, but first for ourselves. Because we're unskillful sometimes. We have to have compassion. Wow. Okay, I'm not the Buddha. If we were Buddha, if we were already enlightened beings, whether we're Christian, Buddhist, whether we're Wiccan, pagan, if we're already the all-powerful, good, beautiful witch of the universe, however you're worshiping, if we reach the level of Jesus Christ or Mother Mary or the Buddha, then we're not here needing a practice, but we're human beings. We're simple human beings. We need a practice. So we need some guidelines with which we can practice. That's just making our practice practical. This is what I'm trying to share, because sometimes in Buddhism, we can get